Well, howdy, tubers. Here we are with my Arrowhead Collection Review, Volume 3. This is showing my blade case and my main tool case, which both of these cases actually just got put together last year. My blade case used to be in a much smaller case, but I was getting too many blades to have them in a small case. I like to spend a lot of time over all of them, but some of my most favorite ones. This one here I dug up in a small cave, and I dug a broken Etley up right before I dug this up, and they were both stashed up underneath like a ledge. And it's just an awesome piece. It's got this big little thick eye spot on it here that I couldn't knock off, but it makes for a really cool bullseye. And you should see me dig this out pulled out last spring out of the big sea of dirt. This is a little blade I dug up on my friend's ridge site. It's heavily ground down here. It came from a Smetleyville site, Sedalias and Etleys and stuff. These two blades here, so you've been watching my videos for a long time and see me talk about these. I dug these up in one of the very first overhangs I dug in, and they were cast stones under a rock. This was outside of that rock. Let's see, here's another blade out of the big sea of dirt, just some nice color. Here's one I found in the creek one time, walking where someone had already walked on the gravel bar. This thing was out in the water about 2 foot away. I don't know how they could have ever missed it. That blade I dug up with Devin a while back at that awesome Bird Point overhang. This here's one of my favorite creek blades I've ever found. I mean, it's super, super thin. And I always thought it was possibly some kind of an Adena blade, which it still may be. But it has this spot on it right here, if you can see that, where it's been worked really flat and smooth. But there's no place for blade to be worked away. You see what I'm saying? The blade matches all the same. I mean, there's a couple of nicks out there, but that always makes me wonder if something didn't stick off of that. Just don't know. Let's see, here's another blade you guys see me find last year in the big sea of dirt. This is one of my favorite blades I found in the creek, fresh out of the bank. About pulled it out of a dirt clod that was laying on the gravel bar. Another one of my favorite blades out of the sea of dirt. It's the oolitic material. Kind of looks like sugar quartz, but it's not. And I don't think that's an actual tractor brake. There's a piece of quartz right there. I think that's either how they made it, or maybe they were getting ready to notch it. Get the focus. It's got too much stuff in the background. Too much background showing, can't get the focus. Another cool blade. And then here's another favorite blade out of the sea of dirt. This thing has some major nasty woods patine on it. It's really, really old, super thin. That's exactly how it made. That's not a break of any kind. It's exactly how it was flaked out. This here's a blade I dug up. May have been getting notched to be an Etley or something, but it just never got past being a blade. This here is a square knife I dug up. When I dug this up, I found a Dalton tip underneath it. And then as I dug a little bit deeper, by another 6 inches, I found this with some other blades and knives that were told that were paleo blades. But this, if you can see it, if I can get it to focus just right, has the smallest micro notches all the way around its edges. And as far as we know, only the paleo culture did that. So I don't know. I know I'd like to get back in that spot and do some more digging one day. See if there's a Clovis. If there's something hiding in there. One of my biggest wadlows I ever dug up. It's kind of thick, but it's got a big bullseye on it. Full of woods patina. And this is like my biggest creek wadlow blade here. Got a distal tip on it. Pretty sure it's a wadlow from the flaking it has on it. It has that dead set middle archaic flaking. Oh, then I got some tools in here too, because this is actually what they call a Sedalia digger, but it's the nicest one I've ever found. These ends are heavily polished up on it. Then three of my most favorite adze. This is the thinnest adze I've ever found. And we still consider it an adze because it has that adze bit end to it there, which has been highly polished. Another one of my favorite adze, just some awesome material. Great color. This one here is about some of the coolest material. Plus having them dual bullseyes, and it's got a little ghost face right there, if you can see it. But right here, it's heavily ground, and the same on the opposite side. I mean heavily ground. Just as ground as it gets. So this they had hafted on something. And if you can see it, these ends here have such high polish. It's like a mirror shine coming off of it. One of my very first creek blades I ever found. Got 9-ring bullseye in it. Another blade out of Sea of Dirt. And this was a Stellar Creek find. I think it's a Cobb's knife. Got great early archaic flaking on it. Oh, and I'm sure there's a blade or something I didn't mention in here, but this one's some killer Mozarkite. Then I figured while I was showing tools, I'd show my only axe. A few of you others have seen it before. It's a full groove, but it's made out of Missouri chert, so it's pretty rough. They beat the hell out of stuff with it. Used it quite well. And there's a bit I found one time. Hoping that gravel bar produces a whole axe one day. Oh, and then my main tool case, which I just, like I said, put together this year. This actually has a blade in it that was in my blade case. Another one you seen me find last spring in the Sea of Dirt. It's a stellar blade. 4 1/8. Is this? I'm not sure if that's how it was made or what. Right there, but I don't care. I still like it. Then my gorget, my salvaged gorget. And there's the original hole. Made of green banded glacial slate. For all that remember me finding it in the creek. And that video's still there. A chunk of a banner stone or a gorget that Bevel Blade sent me a while back. It's got a fit in there. My favorite thumb scraper. One of the coolest ones I've ever found. That real nice pocket on there and just heavily worked all the way around, especially on these edges here. So this is another one of my favorite adze. For a small one of the nicest ones I've ever found. Got a heavy polish on it. The biggest adze I ever found is the one I dug up at Mackey's. Flint Obsessions when I dug up that Killer Apple Creek. It's a stellar piece. My first Celt, you guys got to see me find that last year. And one of my little Sea of Dirt. It's made out of black and gray granite. It's got a little chip in the bit there. And then the pole end was heavily beat on. This was not put on a stick for an axe. This was used as a wedge to split bigger pieces of wood. That was heavily pounded on. One of my only bone knuckle awls I've ever dug up. What's cool about this one, let's see if I can get to show it, is well, through that hole there, that hole goes through all the way. But I can't get the light to work with me there. But that hole comes out that hole all the way. So I don't know if they had something strung in it or what. And then you got to see the pipe that old my buddy Scrubby sent me. And I believe this is more historic, just from where it come from. Probably right out of a Civil War encampment. They didn't drill it out all the way. And then the cream of the crop right there now. And it's not just a drill, it's probably a nose piece or a hair piece or a clothespin or something. Way, way too nice to be a drill. And I've posted this on Facebook for sale. It was appraised at $400, and I'd really rather not get rid of it, but if I can sell it right now, I kind of need to. So I'll take $300 or best offer, and I'd rather it go to someone I can buy it back when I get my settlement come April. Come April, I'll never have to think about selling another rock again, let alone try and buy ones my friends find. But, well, there's volume 3, folks. My favorite tool case and the blade case. My axe. So, hope you enjoyed another installment of my volumes of showing my collection. Probably about 4 more vids to go, and we'll probably have them all in. And then it's time to kick off 2013. Well, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for your views and comments. You know it's highly appreciated.